We'll get started here in a few. You want to grab some water or clear the space, get you some nice smells in the area. We'll start the sigh breathing in just a minute, and then we'll go into the 3 deep breaths and we'll dive in. Got something special for you today. Get you some good water in your system. We're almost midway through the activation. It's getting magical. Today we'll go through dreaming through the heart. So in about 30 more seconds, we'll begin the sigh breathing for about 3 minutes. Okay, I'll start us off and then I'll mute myself. So it's basically just an inhale and a sigh on the exhale. So something like this, and you can make the noise with when you exhale, however loud, however soft, whatever kind of vibration that comes to you intuitively. Now let's begin. Ah. I'll do these last ones with you. And even try to maybe play with it. But I was just realizing something like whatever comes to you. About 30 more seconds. But don't worry about the time. Okay, now let's take our 3 deep breaths and we'll dive in. So before we take the 3 deep breaths, I just want to bring awareness to the tension in your body. Just relax your neck, your shoulders, your shoulder blades, the muscles in your face, around your ears, around your nose, around your mouth, and on your forehead. Just relax. All parts of the body, all cells, all water. Now let's begin. Inhale as deep as you can. Now relax and let go slowly. Inhale. Release slowly but relax. Drop your shoulders. One more. Inhale. And release. Relax. Slowly. At your own pace. Okay. Let's begin. So we'll be going through Dreaming Through the Heart today, the 3rd day. And I just wanted to bring a little dream that I had actually last night. And I just wanted to say, every day I wake up and I started doing this recently, and I just want to give it out to, whoever wants to listen. So every day I wake up and I'm consciousness of my waking state. I keep my eyes closed and I just try to bring all the things that came from the dream realm or the astral plane, however it is that you may call it, to let settle in before I open my eyes. Because as soon as you open your eyes, you're plugging in. And when I mean this, when you open your eyes, you start to get all this input, all this information from the external world. So this makes the tube, when you're coming through from the dream place, more thin and more harder for you to realize what's going on there. So this is just a little practice that you can use to help remember your dreams and before you unplug into the external world, as some call the matrix, or the realm or the world or the earth. So what led me to today's presentation on the breathing and, what I do before every day's presentation is so the dream was when you come into this realm. And remember, this is my dream, but it's funny because I actually read a book called Map of the Body about a month ago, and it explains how you are constructed in the womb. And when it comes through, when I say it, I'm saying spirit. When spirit comes through, it first is constructing the energetic body or the subtle body through the tones and vibrations of the sound. And then the physical body comes. So this was my dream. And it's funny how we're here today about dreaming through the heart. And this leads us into a paragraph that I want to read, because every day I wake up, I do my dream, I journal it, and then I read for 20 minutes. And it's funny what came up today. It's called the dreamless state. So let me begin. I'll be brief. The dreamless state of subconscious sleep. Let me turn on my camera here. The dreamless state of subconscious sleep, the dream subconscious state, and the state of wakefulness have a deep meaning that is explained by the yogis in the following way. The ordinary person experiences these three states, which, connected as they are with the body and matter, are collectively called the delusive dream state. The true wakeful state is perceived when the yogi rises above all his subconscious and conscious dream states and is conscious in the ever wakefulness of Supreme. The devotee, according to the esoteric interpretation of this stanza, is advised not to indulge excessively in the dream perception of worldly experiences and the sleep of delusion. He also advised, or she also advised in the initial state not to sleep too little, to remain too little conscious of the material world, by trying to stay in the state of divine ecstasy all the time. The beginner yogi should strike a balance between divine activities and deep meditation. He or she who, in a balanced way, tries to be both human and divine will automatically find that he or she's experiences equal joy whether he or she is in the state of human activity or in the state of deep meditation. And this is coming from the Gitas, the Bhagavad Gita. So let's begin. Or we began, but let's dive into the slides now. So we have, one second. Okay. The human heart is a microcosm of the cosmic heart. And today I kind of just want the reflection and intention to be this, like just have it in the awareness of I am a multi-dimensional being as we go through this presentation today, dreaming through the heart. So the human heart is a microcosm of the cosmic heart. How do we steady ourselves in a world wildly out of balance? Dreams are images generated by your soul, like own personal YouTube dancing to come back into balance. So it's almost like a communication in between the realms, right? How in the first presentation or the first day, I kind of talked about a little bit about the heart and how it's like almost we're in a realm of out of balance, right? So how do we bring it in balance? And the ways of through each day is showing ways to get back into balance, not only with self, but unconditional love with yourself and others. So the dreams are that communicate to us from the other side of the brain, right? So that's why it's important for us to journal these things down. And if you can't remember, this is why I gave you the little example of the exercise I do every time I wake up before I actually open my eyes to perceive everything that came from the other realm or the internal realm of the self, and jot it down. And beyond, over time, a story comes where it bridges between the internal and external realm, and you have a full heart at this point. Now stuff is in balance instead of having a half heart, which is the symbol of phi, which I discussed a little bit about on day one. about how phi looks like a half a heart. And when you add the other side of phi, it's a full heart. And this will be understanding the both realms and bringing them into balance. Okay. So learn to pay attention to your dreams. It all starts with that, just bringing awareness and just wanting to remember your dreams, and maybe even becoming lucid in your dreams, and maybe even bringing an intention before you go to sleep to your dreams. And we'll talk about astral hygiene and clearing the space for your dream exploration or journey, or should I say imploration, because the exploration is what we're doing here. So this is more of like an internal journey, you know? So just remember, learn to pay attention to your dreams, add them to your experience, just like a download. So it's like bringing that internal, data into the external data and using that like a download to operate your guidance, right? Like an intuitive guidance system, not only through the inner voice and inner peace, but through the dreams. And that's why I say it'll get a little bit more complex as we go, but we'll work on this together and we'll journey together. And I'll give you all the tools that I've learned through my journey. So we use the energy time to clear the heart energy channels so love, kindness, generosity can come through as a guide. So this is what I was kind of talking about, like using that dream and the internal, voice and wisdom and guidance to guide you. And you use this through your unconditional love, your heart center, your anahata chakra, that organ. So you could channel the love, kindness, and generosity. So you could use that as a guidance system, or, as some would call the true north, as I see as, just being in orbit, being in course with your heart, right? So this is why we're even going through the 7-day activation, is to get back on course. So paying attention to your dreams is an act of personal inner kindness. So just the awareness of wanting to remember your dreams, writing them down. And as the days go on, you'll see the acts of the inner kindness that you're bringing to yourself, which will show you guidance without, like, outside of yourself on this, abyss that we're in, this universe, this university, this consistent moving journey, right? This give and take. So, and when I say give and take, I mean, like, just think about your breath. You inhale and then you exhale, or think about the ocean, as I was explaining yesterday. The ocean, it gives to it comes into the shore and then it takes. So the better you can not attach yourself to what's going on here, the better you'll be with your guidance system, because you won't cling on to something that is temporary or is giving and it's taking. This is just the way of the ebb and flow, right? And when you're aware of this, you're aware of that. Oh, okay, it comes and it goes. So when it goes, you won't be so upset or sad, or these different emotions that come within that control your external reactions, right? So you'll be more on the wheel. So dreams bring awareness of places we love well and places we need help, loving and healing. So I'll repeat, dreams bring awareness of places we love well and places we need help, loving and healing. So if there's an area of healing that you need, you would be able to find this in your dream, especially if it's something like that you can't find. Say you feel lost and where you need healing at, the dream will show you this. It'll show you the places, and it'll also show you a bunch of symbolism that you would only understand through your intuitive guidance. right? So this is why it's important to journal it all down. And as we get through further in the slides, we'll explain, you know, a little bit deeper on that, like what it does. So let's journey on. Paying attention to dreams is a profound practice. It's something that, yes, it takes practice. I'm, you know, doing it myself, but every day I realize, you know, I'm getting in tune with my intuitive guidance more and more. So it takes patience to awaken into a dream recall. So this is what, you know, as a lot of us are calling lucid dreaming, and just being able to remember the dream and being able to journal it down. And this is why I gave you in the beginning of today's presentation an example of what I do to remember the dream. Because as soon as you open those eyes and you get all that input of the world, the external, you know, that tube of you remembering your dream, because that's what it's like. It's like a tube that your soul, your spirit, you know, journeys through, and it comes back into the, you know, your physical body. Because like I was saying, it's your energy body, like your energetic body, electromagnetic body, and then your physical body, right? So when you're coming back and you're waking up from or you're going to sleep in that dream realm or that astral plane, and you're waking up here in the physical, that tube is closing. So you want to be able to keep that tube open as much as possible to recall these dreams. And then you write them down, right? So this is just keeping the eyes closed and just recalling everything that you remember. So take the time to write or record. The rewards are tremendous. The dreaming world is your hidden world, the one you long for. So this is like I was saying, like the others, like journaling it down, recording it, it brings tremendous rewards, because you're starting to be aware of your subconscious or unconscious self, right? And you're bringing it into the conscious realm where things are, you know, known. The things in the dream realm or the other side of the brain is just like unknown, right? So when we start to bridge them, you start to get that full heart, like I was saying. And now you're starting to bridge the realms, and you understand both sides of your hemispheres or duality. And you're now, you know, observing. So these are ways that this can help, like just different things I put up on today's presentation to help you with your dreaming and remembering your dream, and things you could do to get that going. So put in a notebook by your bed with a pen. Like I have mine's on my bed just so I can get straight to it when I wake up. Write down your dreams, record them, or both. So it's like you could talk into a recording machine if you need to. If the writing, you know, maybe not so much for you, you can actually record them, or you could do both. By doing this, your future self will feel the love, because it's basically like you're talking to yourself through time, right? Space and time. So it's like you going into that realm of the astral plane where we project from the mind, and we're telling our conscious self, hey, look, this is what I got from this place, right? So it's like telling yourself, hey, get ready for this orbit or this journey, or this is a way I can heal, or and these are all things that you get intuitively from your dream once you start to bridge it, writing it down, and making it conscious to your physical being. So this is why I put here, your future self will feel the love. So dreams point the way towards wholeness and love. Close your eyes when you first wake and breathe with the dream. The images will come to life. So this is what I was explaining about, just kind of when you wake up, keep your eyes closed, breathe, take in everything that you just, you know, journey through in the dream realm, and let the images come to life, to where it becomes a whole, you know, you start to see the bigger picture of how this unfolds, and the journaling helps that unfold. So ask a question and pull a tarot card. If you're into tarot, this is another trick that you can do. Make time for your images, make time for your heart. And you could go to sleep with this, this question that you asked, and this is what you could use for an intention on your journey in the dream. When you go to sleep, you ask a question, you pull the tarot card, right? And then you set the intention, and you make time for your images and make time for your heart to journey through dreaming through the heart. And this is how your journey begins, when you start to want to bring awareness to your dreams and remember your dreams and bring, the unconscious or subconscious awareness to your conscious self. So say you have a nightmare or a series of nightmares. It means something's going on in your waking hours is away, airy. Sorry, I'll repeat that. It means something's going on in your waking hours is airy. Nightmares are helpers. The experience is awful, but they are speaking to us. What are they saying? So the nightmares, to me, especially those real intense ones, right? Like where you kind of wake up out of your sleep. So this is almost like pain as well. Like pain, like I was explaining to one of the members, it's like alertness. It brings an alarm. It brings you awareness to the area and to self. So this is the same thing for the nightmares. So the nightmares, like he's explaining here in the text, that it's our helpers, because it starts to bring awareness in areas that we might be not only hiding from ourselves, but just the world around us as well. Like it's something that we're blocking, not seeing, not accepting, I should say, within oneself. So it comes through and your perception as a nightmare in your dream, right? But it's actually just alert or alarm for awareness to bring to an area that you might not be seeing the bigger picture of, or something you might be bringing a fearful state to. And like we were talking about in the other days, that the fear, kind of creates that panic mode and like keeps you from seeing the bigger picture. So what are your nightmares actually saying? And this is something you could write down to just bring more awareness to see what's going on in your subconscious or unconscious self. Because the more you can bring awareness to bridging these three, subconscious, conscious, and unconscious states, the more you bring awareness to self. So we're all blind to ourselves. It's how we're made. We need mirrors to see our own faces. And even with mirrors, it's a challenge. So this is what I was talking about with the nightmares. It's like we don't even see it, that it's something we're blocking or not accepting or something of this sort, right? So we need either each other to reflect on, to talk to each other, a mirror to even look within, to how we look at, like how we look in this place, which it says is even a challenge, because it's like Maya, which is described as the illusion, right? Because we're beyond this physical. That's why I explained that we have like the energetic body that comes before the physical body, and it's created through the sounds, right? So it's like it's even tricky looking at a mirror here, because it's like, is that me, or is that just a part of the game, right? Or the illusion? So we go beyond this by when we start to remember our dreams and just want to recall our dreams and become lucid in the dream state, because we could start to see a more truer self of our being, of who we are. And we can even bring that into the wakeful state of what we're calling, the external, or the world, or the matrix, or, whatever title you give it. So dreams give you the inside scoop, and it's like double because it really does. Like it gives you what's really going on, but you got to be able to interpret it, which we'll journey on together, right? We'll learn how to do this together, and this is just the beginning of dreaming through the heart, right? So, like I said, just begin with what was it? Start with a pen and pad on your bed. Just bring awareness to that you want to remember your dreams. Set an intention before you go to sleep. If you're read tarot, you could pull a card and set an intention towards, the images and journey through your heart of making these images a reality. So once you get the inside scoop, you match it up with the inside scoop in your journal and you got gold. Literally, this is gold. Because like I said, you started to bridge the both, the subconscious and the unconscious and the conscious. And now you got a fully balanced heart to understanding both realms of the internal and external. And when you get that inside scoop from the dream and bring it with the inside scoop of your journal, you got gold. You got guidance. So this is the last slide I wanted to end on. When you write immediately after waking without stopping, no thinking, the stuff that comes out is what really is going on. Don't reread it, at least not yet. This is by Julia Cameron, Julia Cameron, the artist's way. So I'll repeat this because there's a gem here. When you write immediately after waking without stopping, no thinking, just doing it, right? Just recalling the dream and writing whatever comes intuitively. The stuff that comes out is what's really going on. I repeat, the stuff that comes out is really what's going on. Don't reread it, at least not yet. So what this is saying is you're creating a story, right? Like because you write it down without even thinking that you remember or recall from your dream. And Julia Cameron is saying, once you write it down, don't reread what you've written down just yet. Let it build a little bit throughout the days, a week or two, set the time limit however you want. But what will happen here is you'll start to bridge the conscious and the unconscious, right? And like the previous slide was saying, you'll be able to pull it the insight of the journal and the insight of the dream and create gold because you let it build and you start to bring awareness of what's going on here and in the dream state and how to be able to create an image through your heart. Like this previous slide is saying, make time for your images and make time for your heart, right? So make time for the story that you're written from the dream and your journal. And once that day comes when you want to read it, bridge that awareness to the wakeful or to the, external realm and let the gold unfold or let the guidance guide you intuitively. And you've done all this by bridging the internal with the external by journaling what you remember from your dream and using that as a story or a guidance system for your days of your walking life and the journey of the external plane, right? Like using that as almost like as your true north or a orbit, like how to course yourself through this journey that you're on every day when you wake up from your dream. So that's all I have for today. And I would like to open up the mics for if anybody had something to say, or if you would like to even write in the chat, that's fine as too. I'll read it out. Let me do that. 1 second. Ask to unmute. And you can write in the chat if you like, just if you want to, just say whatever, or if you have a question, or if you want to give thanks, or if you want to just express anything, you're more than welcome. I asked to unmute, so y'all should be able to unmute yourselves if you want to talk, and if not, that's fine too. I hear the silence. I love the silence as well, so it's oh, I do see there's some stuff in the chat. Let me go through that. Oh yeah, like the bridge, like yeah, like imagine like the phi symbol, right? Like let me exit out the share. So like imagine the phi symbol and like just being that one part, that how we're explaining how everything is constructed here, the plants, us, the pentagrams, and all these different things is you can, measure it out with phi. So, but what you realize is like it's only half of the knowledge or half of the wisdom or half of the journey, it seems, right? To getting back to self. So in order to make a full heart, or in order to bridge these realms, or this internal and external self, is not only will the dreams help with this and journaling them down, but just the awareness of you bringing a full heart back to self, like bringing a full balance back within self, like being able to understand that realm and this realm and bridging them together, and that brings a full heart, right? That's the symbolism of it. So just knowing that you have to take these steps in order to bridge your heart back together, literally, like for you to have a full heart and for you not to feel like your heart's broken, or that you need to find love external of yourself. It's all here, it's all within. And for you to bridge that is through the dream. So that's what I want to say about that, I guess. And oh, you can't unmute. Okay, I was wondering about that. Let me see. Hold on one second. Dun, dun. Participants.
Oh, there we go.
Okay,
Good
cool.
morning from
Yeah,
my
I can hear you.
part.
Yeah, I pushed the ask to unmute thing. I guess it didn't run through. Yeah,
Oh,
what's going on? How you
yeah.
doing?
Oh, good, Aaron. Nice to see y'all, to be honest. Good morning. Oh, for my half, though. No, I accidentally pressed the. Hold on.
Oh, it muted you? Okay. Oh, you know what? I think it's because
No, actually, it's my fault. My bad. My dad was talking, so I muted it for a second.
oh, okay.
I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
No worries.
From what you said, man, like I totally agree. Like most of it, I'm learning from you, right? So most of it's like good. How do you say? Tricks and tips for like maybe you
Yeah,
can go more into that because like for example, for most like going into this, right? They probably have heard about dream journaling before, right? But the thing that most struggle with, and I agree, like maybe it's just myself, I don't know. It's just making that discipline,
yeah,
because like I understand like you don't have to think much after you wake up to write it down, right? But if you want to create that discipline, you can't help but just like, okay, dude, remember to pick up the notebook
yeah.
once
And
you
that's what I
wake
was saying,
up.
like your future, like your future self will like love it. It's because it's like you started to actually start to discipline yourself to actually do it. But it all starts with the awareness. If you don't even know to do
Yeah,
that, then you wouldn't do it.
yeah,
So
you gotta give it your all. To be honest, that's a lot of willpower.
it's more of just creating the habit of doing it. That's why I said you could simply just put a journal and a pen by your bed, and like when you wake up and you see that, it's gonna make you want to write something down. You can even write that you didn't dream today. That's what gets you into the process. You see? That's why I say it's the start. This is the beginning of it, because I know that's what it comes to when people like they don't stay on it, right? But this is
Right.
like basically cutting yourself off from the other realm. So when you start to see it like that, it might make you want to start writing stuff down more, right?
I agree. Yeah, you're totally right on that one. It's just all
It's
the
not
bugs,
that
but
it's not even that it's like a right or wrong thing, right? It's just awareness, like we always talk about. Like, do you want to be more aware of your dreams or not? And the way to do it is like these simple tools, like you were saying, like these little, tools that we use to just stay on top of that. And that's why I say as simple as the intention of like, all right, today or tonight, when I go to sleep, I want to dream about this. And then you can start to take, if you want to go further, get into astral hygiene, which is on YouTube. You can look it up, or you could just
mm,
clear the space with some sage or some Palo Santo. So when you start the journey on that dream journey, your space is clear and the ether hears your intention, right? So sometimes you
mm.
might get what you wanted to dream, and sometimes you might get a nightmare, right? But even the nightmare itself is alarm or alert to try to show you something that you're not seeing. So when you start to write it down, now what are you doing? You're bringing awareness to what you really can't see. And
Mhm.
that's an ability right there. But you
Yeah,
gotta want it. Like you said, you gotta want it, and you gotta be having the will or wanting the will to even do it. It's all up to you, right?
I
I'm just
agree.
giving you the tools here.
Do you recommend? Sorry, do you recommend, like, for example, just a thought here, like before you go to sleep, right?
Uh-huh.
Right before you go to sleep, you start writing it down, like start from there. Like, for example, what you said, I want to dream this, or I expect this, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
And
if you
then
do,
and then like kind of like giving yourself a starting point, so you kind of don't forget subconsciously. Once you wake up, you gotta continue that. You know what I'm saying?
yes, and that what that will help you with, bro, is like lucid dreaming. So it's like,
Oh,
okay, this is
okay,
something I written down so that I wanted to happen in my dream, and this is happening in my dream, and now I'm aware of it. So now I'm lucid in my dream. Now, once you become lucid, you control the dream.
right, yeah,
So but that's more advanced, for the dreamers out here that are exploring that realm. Um, but that is definitely something that's possible. And
yeah.
like,
First step is being aware of it, right?
yeah,
Make it
that's what I'm saying.
relevant.
This is just the beginning of it. Like, we'll get into more advanced things about the dream realm. But
Cool.
at first we need to become aware of that we're even dreaming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Make it part
yeah,
of
so
our
that's
lives,
the first
literally.
step. And you do that through the heart. Like the more you could use that you could do it through all and everything, right? But the more you could use it through like that organ, that center, the more guidance you will come to you, because you're bringing awareness to not only like that center of your being, but you're bringing that with you to the dream. So it's like, I don't want to like just build desires or just try to implicate like everything that I want in my dream for me, right? What are you doing not only for self, but like to help others from sufferers or things like this. So it's
Mhm.
like take it beyond just you, because everything else is you anyway. So it's like try to see that bigger picture and bring something into the dream that you can bring out here into this to physical plane. Like this is what we're calling manifestation and stuff, right?
Mhm.
Actually making the dream and the reality. But it all starts with awareness and journaling and being able to bridge those unconscious and subconscious and conscious parts of the mind, right? This is how
Yeah,
this is how it starts.
just the creativity and the ideas flow, right? Go more fluently. Yeah, go through easy.
Yeah, that's why I said in one of the slides, like it's a practice for sure. And that's why I said in day one, like as we go through the 7-day activation, it will get a little bit more complex. But I am right here with you to answer any questions and give you any tools that helped me. You see if this resonates with you or if it doesn't, and then you'll start to apply these different things that help you throughout the journey, like the tools. But your best tool is within, and it's your heart. It's always going to guide you. It's always going to give you the correct answer. It knows exactly what you want, but you got to be able to listen to it, act from it, dream from it. This is where we're at today on the 3rd day, where we're on the dreaming through the heart, right? So tomorrow we'll be going through the heart as a superpower. So how to actually use the heart for some superpower stuff, So it's like, oh, all this is cool and all this is, loving and stuff, but let's get into some superpower, Like
Yeah,
that's what I said, as we go on, like this will get fun, actually. It's not like, oh man, I gotta go to this course, or I gotta
wow,
you
this is
know
fun already, man.
that's
It's
what I'm
just me,
saying though.
man.
Like
Like,
eventually, like once you start to apply the knowledge and the wisdom, because that's
mm-hmm.
what wisdom is actually experiencing the knowledge. Now
Yeah,
it's becoming a game or something, or like
real life, bro.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like this stuff is like,
From a game
it's
to
not
real
that
life.
instant gratification though. That's like ego, like, oh, I need it now, right? This is the stuff
Mhm.
that like come and hit you out of nowhere with a breakthrough, like where you start to realize with the real eye what's really going on. And this
Yeah.
brings anything that you think is like joy, and like when you game on the PlayStation, or you have climax with your other individual, or anything like this, right? The wisdom alone will bring that to you. But it takes the practice, and it takes you not always looking for that instant gratification, right? So this is where meditation, journaling, yoga, and all these different things that help us throughout our journey, for us to actually plant some kind of seed and not expect it to grow overnight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I have for us today. I appreciate, Eric, you coming through and just speaking, so we could reflect on some questions and have some answers for them, because I feel like that's what we all are even searching. We're looking for answers here, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
I like
man.
it, man.
I give thanks for y'all showing up for self and others. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
It's not seeing you today. I'll keep that in mind. I already got a journal though, but yeah, I'm gonna keep
Yeah, just put it on your bed, like, and like when you
definitely.
wake up. So I think you missed the beginning. So when you wake up,
Yeah.
you just keep your eyes closed, bro. And because when you open your eyes, you start, like, what happens? You start to get all the input now of the external world, and that's closing that little tube from your soul, your spirit, coming through from the energetic body, or the dream place, right, to the physical place. And now you're in this realm. Now you got to operate in this realm, right? So that's why you
Uh-huh.
start to forget your dream. So
Yeah, like a slow disconnection.
yeah, so a little trick you could use, and this is just a little trick, like you were saying. You just keep your eyes closed and
Uh-huh.
just kind of ponder on what just happened, right? Before you
Mm.
woke up.
Yeah, you
And
kind of